Hey guys, it's Shereé, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all the things that I made in the month of June. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please do subscribe. And if you're a returning person, someone who is subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me, and I'm really enjoying the community that we're building here. So please do continue to comment down below so that we can continue to have these conversations about sewing projects. It's so much fun. All right, so before I get started on what it is that I made in June, I want to share with you something that I purchased today. So I've been wanting a dress form, but as you know, I haven't been sewing for very long. So I wasn't sure how much money I wanted to invest in one, and guess what? I went on Craigslist to see if anyone in my area might have one that they're looking to sell or donate or whatever locally. Now, I couldn't find anything in my city, but I did find a place that was not too far from here, and they actually were selling mannequins, but these are covered in fabric, and I can still pad them out like a regular dress form. So I picked one up. I'll show it to you really quickly. I'm going to do another video. I did order pads so that I can pad this out to match my measurements, and I'm super excited about it. But this is my lady. This is what she looks like. She was made for American Apparel clothing store, and the person that sold it to me had several of these that they were trying to get rid of. But this is what she looks like. Her measurements are much smaller than mine. So her bust is 33, her waist is 29, and her hips and butt area is 34. So I'll be adding 4 inches to the hips and butt, and 4 inches, well, 4 to 5 inches in the bust area, and in the sides, probably 2 inches on each side. So that's the plan, and I ordered the pads, and that's going to be a fun project, and I will hopefully film it with you, and you can see me kind of fumble around and figure out how to pin this guy. Anyway, so I was really excited about that. Now, I made a lot of things, so this is going to be a long video. You may want to get a snack. I have my water here because I have been clearing my throat a lot, so if I do that, please do forgive me. I'm going to also be looking at my computer because I made so many things, I need help keeping it all straight. So if I'm looking down, I'm looking for the picture so that I can keep myself straight. I also have notes. Alright, so the first thing that I made was some things out of one of my beloved books. I made a Tabetha Tshirt dress out of a double brushed poly. I made it in a really pretty green fabric. Let me show you what it's supposed to look like, and then I'll insert a picture of what mine looked like. So this is the dress, only I made a short sleeve version because it's summer. And I knew I would be too warm if I made a long sleeve version. Now, I made this before in a previous video. I shared with you an orange one that I have made, orange and blue, out of African fabric. And I made it so that the drawstring was under the bust. Well, this time I followed the instructions of the book to the T. And so the tie is closer to the true waist. And so, yeah, I made it out of this really pretty soft double brush poly that I got at Joann's. I think it's lovely. I lengthened it and I added a split on each side. So I did change it up a bit, I guess. I didn't follow it to the letter. I did change it up a bit. I added 2 slits on the sides and I lengthened it. So that was my dress. And I love it. It's so great. It's perfect for working with kids. And I have already worn it a few times because I love it so much. Okay, the next thing that I made in the same book is the Suki Dress. Let me show you what that looks like. This is the Suki Dress. I made the short sleeve version, and I also added the tie. There's a really good picture. I wanted to copy it exactly, but when I actually made the dress, I decided to change my mind at the last minute. So this is the dress here. It's a really great little like shift dress. Now, the models in this book, I believe that their dresses are made out of linen. So I tried to find a linen that I liked at Joann's at a reasonable price. Couldn't find one that was exactly what I wanted. So I actually used this really lightweight, and I featured it in a fabric haul video. Really light linen like lyocell, I think that's how you say it, lyocell fabric. And it's striped. It's so lightweight and comfortable and airy. It's striped with blue and red and like a denim blue. It's so pretty. Now, what I changed about my version compared to this one is I wanted the belt sash, but I didn't want to add the belt loops because I like the option of wearing it loose without the belt also. So I'll insert pictures so that you can see what it looks like with and without the belt. I love this dress. I wear it with leggings. It's perfect. It's like the perfect like shirt dress for me. The next thing that I made is I hacked the Friday Pattern Company, the Adrienne, I think it's Adrian blouse. It's got big flared sleeves, which I love. I've made this in a blouse before and I shortened the length of the sleeves, but this time I kept the full blousiness of the sleeve. And I made it out of, again, one of my favorite fabrics. It's a double brush poly I got at Joann's. It's got floral print on it and it's just such a fun, soft dress, and I'm so pleased with how it came out. Since this is a shirt and there aren't instructions for hacking it into a dress, I just did it on my own. I just kind of figured it out. So I lengthened it. It's really long, but what I did is I pulled it up and bloused it at the waist and wore a belt. And I think it's so flattering. So I can wear it loose and down if I want, or I can pull it up and wear it with the belt. And I photographed it with the belt. In the pictures, again, I added splits on the sides, and it's such a great dress. So the next thing that I made is the Made by Jack's Mom Heyday Dungarees. This isn't the best picture I could show you because I like to preserve my ink. So I only print in black and white when I can. So really great dungarees, easy pattern to follow. I actually made 2 pair and I have plans to make 2 more pairs in the next couple weeks. And so the first pair that I made, I used a yellow stretch twill that I got at Joann's, and I really love the way these came out. It's funny, every time I wear them, people ask me where I purchased them, and so it's really neat to be able to say that I bought them myself because they came out so good. So far, everything I made this month came out looking like store quality, so I was very proud of myself and how I've kind of grown in my skill. So if you're a person that wants to learn how to sew and you're feeling a little nervous, I want to say this to you. If you give it a try and you really give it your all, girl, you can sew, okay? Don't let anybody tell you or deter you, and don't stop yourself from trying something that you're really interested in, because practice makes perfect. And I've just been sewing since January, and so far I've turned out so many beautiful garments, and I think that you can too. I think anybody can learn to sew if you really, really want to, and if you're really willing to put yourself out there and, you know, try some things. And you'll have some fails in the beginning, but if you keep trying, your skills will get better and better. And this YouTube channel has really helped me with my sewing, because if I have an issue, I mention it in my videos, and so many wonderful sewists have commented in my comment section below telling me ways that I can improve on my skill, and I take all of those recommendations in, and it has really helped me with my sewing. So I want this to be a good community for all of us to learn something new. So, you know, look at the comments in the comment section below if you have questions about something that I've done, and maybe somebody has answered that question for you, or feel free to ask me and I'm happy to answer it as best I can. So anyway, I made 2 pairs. So the first pair was that stretch twill. The second pair I made out of a linen, and these are so comfortable and lightweight and perfect for summer. They're so nice. I probably won't wear them in the winter because they're very thin and light. But I made them in a gray, and it just came out so wonderful. I love the way they came out. I tried to do like a decorative stitch around the border and around the pockets. But I made the stitch out of a light gray, so you could barely see it, but if you're up close then you can kind of see it. I just used one of the cool stitch functions on my sewing machine that I hadn't tried before. So that's what I made there. Now the next thing that I made is Made by Jack's Mom Sundowner sweatshirts for my boys. I made a couple for them out of this doodle knit fabric that I got from Joann's, and it has stars and like superhero sounds, pow, bang, boom. But what's interesting is it also says meow and weird things like that. So I'm guessing that it's like a kitty superhero theme. I don't know, but the boys like the sweatshirts. They're really lightweight. This material is like a heavier, thicker shirt material. So think more on the lines of a like sweater instead of like a sweatshirt. It's not heavy like a sweatshirt. So it's perfect for right now in our weather. In the morning it's cool, so they throw it on, they wear it in the morning, and then when they get hot, they just take it off. So I made 2 of those, and it was a very easy pattern to follow. You'll notice that a lot of my patterns that I use are made by Jack's Mom and Tilly and the Buttons, because I just absolutely love the way they do their patterns. I mean, they're just so easy to follow. I learn something new every time. And another thing I like about Made by Jack's Mom is she gives you so many different options for variations. So you could potentially make like 7 different sweatshirts and they can all look slightly different, and I love that. And it's very easy to follow, so it's been really great. Okay, so next I made another one of those sweatshirts for a friend. I'm going to be making 2 more for my boys in the coming weeks. And the inspiration was the picture that's here, only I couldn't find fabric that was exactly like this. If you can't see it, I'll describe it. It's a light gray fabric and it has black stars all over it. I couldn't find any, but what I found, and I mentioned this in one of my haul videos, is a fabric that is a sweatshirt fabric, very lightweight, but it has sequin stars on it. So I kind of asked around and you know, was checking with people, do you think this is too feminine, you know, or whatever? Do you think the boys will like it? But my boys saw it, and they don't really understand feminine, you know, not feminine, you know, like they just like things. My boys wear all the colors, pink included. And I never discourage them from wearing things that they want to wear. I really encourage their creativity. So when they saw it, they loved it. And so what I told them I'd do is add some planets to it. So they helped me pick some planet iron-ons, and we did one for a friend for his birthday. And he's my youngest son's very best friend in the whole wide world. So they're all going to match. And so I've added little iron-on patches, and then I went and sewed around the planets. So that they would stay on after, you know, frequent washing and stuff. So I'll insert pictures. He's not wearing it because it was a gift. We folded it up and wrapped it. But when I make my boys, then I'll insert it in my next video. So those came out, it came out really nice. I was really pleased with it. And I also picked up a serger this month, which is huge. I got one of the Brothers sergers. It's so easy to use. I love it so much. So all of the items that I made this month, for the most part, have professional finishes and have been finished with the serger. So I'm super pleased. I was like, who do you think you are? You just learned how to sew and now you're already using a serger to finish your garments. Anyway, I was proud of myself, and it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I'm sure there's tons of things I can do with this serger, but I haven't actually gone through all the instructions in the manual. I just wanted to do the basics to start. But I'll be learning more and teaching myself more as I go along. I've got so many sewing books, and I've just been enjoying reading them so much. That's how I do my downtime at night when I'm too lazy to sew, but I do want to do something sew related. I'll just get in bed with a glass of wine, and I'll just read different techniques, and I love it. Alright, so the next thing that I made is some aprons. For the same child, I made him and his mom matching aprons. Now this pattern actually comes with a female apron, a male adult apron, and this is a shop apron. This is just a vintage apron, and it comes with a child-sized shop apron. So what I did is I made 2 child-size shop aprons. I kind of adjusted it so it will fit their bodies. It's a mom and son, sorry, and I wanted them to be able to match. This is Simplicity 8151. It's a very easy pattern to follow. If you're interested in making an apron, I recommend this one. It's a good one. The next thing that I made, oh, and I made that out of a white striped denim. It's a heavy denim. Let's see, the next thing that I made is this Longboard t-shirt for my husband as one of his Father's Day gifts, and this is made by Jack's Mom as well. Super easy t-shirt. I had t-shirt patterns already, but they were for females, and I mean, I probably could have used them for my husband and just used his measurements to pick a size, but this one I think is more flattering because of the length and the curve of this shirt. It's definitely appropriate for both men and women. As for a woman, it'll be a little oversized, but for a man, it kind of fits him perfectly. So I'm really pleased with how it came out, and I used the African DTY fabric that I got that had the orange and the blue. I really love the way that came out. Super soft. My husband says he likes it a lot, so we'll see. We'll see if he wears it. I told him, if you don't start wearing the things that I make you more frequently, I'm not making you anything else. We'll see what happens. Okay, so the next thing that I made is I made lots of masks. And I made the mask using African fabric that I had on hand, some fabrics that my aunt gave me, as well as fabrics I had purchased in the past and still had lots of scraps. So I made and sold a lot of masks. Next I made, oh, this is so great, the Tilly and the Buttons Indigo dress. This is such a good dress. It's so comfortable and flowy, and it just felt so flirty and girly in it. It's so good. Anyway, so I made the dress version. This is the extension pack, and let's see, do I have the, oh, here's the dress. I'll show you the dress. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the pattern, but I actually bought both the regular pack and the extension pack. So I basically made this, but it's longer because it's a dress. You can see the picture here, but it's much smaller. It's kind of hard to make out. So it actually is a dress, and I did these sleeves, and rather than having the ruffle on the outside, I prefer to not have that, so I did the version without the ruffle. But I did do these really great belt sleeves. I love this dress so much. I felt so flirty and cute when I wore it, and I couldn't help myself. I kept spinning and just, it's a silly thing, but you know, when you feel pretty, you know, and it just makes you feel good and no one's looking at you, you're at home mostly, you can be as silly as you want, okay? So I plan to make this again, only the next time I'm going to do the extension pack, which has the extra ruffle on the bottom to make it a little bit longer, like closer to the ankle length. And then also I'm going to do short sleeves instead of long sleeves. So that's my plan with that. And I'll probably do a follow-up video, or at least I hope to do a follow-up video letting you know what my sewing plans are for the month of July. It's tough because I'll think that I'm going to be able to do a lot of sewing, and then since my preschool has reopened, I'm sometimes too tired to sew. So I have all these grand plans, and then it's like, when are you going to do it? Yesterday was a big sewing day for me because I made a lot of things, but typically I haven't been sewing like I was before when we were just on lockdown. The next thing that I made is the Tilly and the Buttons Alexa jumpsuit. I love this jumpsuit so much. I actually made it out of a bubble gauze that I got from Joann's Fabric, and I made it in a size 4 because generally with Tilly and the Buttons patterns I am a 4 or a 5, but the size 4, I think it's an oversized jumpsuit, so it's supposed to be loose fitting, but I think that I probably could have gone down to a 3. And I don't know that that would be the case with all fabrics, but definitely the case for this double brush poly, because it just, the way it is, it's just a loose, airy, there's no like spandexy feel to it. It doesn't cling to the body at all. It's just very loose and flowy. So I think that the next version, because I do plan to make this again, I'm going to be using a different type of knit fabric, something that looks more close to the example that's modeled here. But I did make it out of a really pretty bubble gauze that is, in the picture it's kind of hard to see, but it's a very light colored violet, and I love it. I love bubble gauze, or gauze in general, especially for spring and summer. So that one came out really great. I love the way it is. I used wooden buttons, and now in the pattern it says to do 4 buttons, but because I don't like gapping, you know, so I'm a triple D, so like certain things that I wear, if there aren't enough buttons, when I move or do this, or you know what I'm saying, like it buckles and it gapes, and then people can kind of see my bra in there. So a lot of times I'll wear an undershirt, but it's summer, I don't want to bother with undershirts, so I added extra buttons, and they're so cute. They're wooden buttons, and some of them only had 2 holes and some had 4. I just alternated them, and you can't tell, and people are constantly asking me where I bought the jumpsuit, so I'm gonna say that it came out the way it should have been for my body. Okay, lastly, oh not lastly, second to lastly, I made myself some shorts. I have gotten so much of my money's worth of this pattern. I've made so many different versions of these pants, but also the shorts. I have made 3 now pairs of these shorts for this pattern. This is Simplicity 8134, Now, it's the version D. The version D shorts are great. I just don't add the flap on the front because it's just not something that I really like. But I did hack the pattern and I added pockets and stitched them down on the front of the shorts. I made a pair in that terry stretch doodle fabric that I purchased from Joann's. It's a sweatshirt fabric. This one's heavier and it is terry backed, and then it has these little really cute dots all over it that are also terry. I paired it with the cardigan that I made, the Bertha Cardigan, and let me see, I believe it's in this book as well. Yeah, it is. So I'll show you what the example looked like, and then you'll be able to see my matching shorts with my little cardigan. I was so pleased with how it looks. It looks so cute together. So this is what the example looks like for this cardigan, and you can see in my picture that mine is terry cloth and it has the cute little dots. Anyway, so it's a cute little matching set, and because I'm extra, I had to do another matching set, of course. So I made another pair of those shorts, same way, and I made it out of the stretch doodle fabric that is light blue with white stripes to match the cardigan that I made a few months back. So cute, and I enjoy wearing all these little things. The fun part about being your own boss is that you can wear what you want, okay? And I'm always looking to be creative and making things out of fabrics that I wouldn't necessarily see at the store, or kitty fabrics, and I don't have to worry about people thinking that my outfits are immature or whatever because I have lots of cartoon doodles all over them, because I work with children and they love it just as much as I do. So it works out really great. So the last thing I made was shorts for my boys. Okay, my children have been eating me out of house and home. If you're at home and you're experiencing this as well, please let me know. But since they're home all day, every day, all they do is eat. And they're boys, right? So they're growing as fast as they can. So they've outgrown everything. My youngest isn't gaining weight in the waist or in anywhere. He's just getting taller. So he's all bones and sticks. And so they're flooding. Anyways, I go to Target. I think I'm going to go pick them up some $8 sweats, because that's usually how much I pay for their sweats there, because they're so hard on clothes. I don't like to spend a lot of money on their summer clothes, especially when they're spending most of their day outside. So I go, their sweats were $20 and $26. And I was like, wait a minute, isn't this Target? Wait, did I walk in the wrong store? Like, this is crazy. There was no sales happening, but they were in desperate need of sweats. So I got them each a couple of pairs of sweats. But when I walked over to the shorts and saw the shorts were $16 and they were very simple construction, I was like, no way. I have a closet full of fabric. I'm making shorts at home. So I did get a couple of pair of basic colors for them to be able to wear, but I also decided to make them a bunch of fun colored shorts out of some of the African fabric that we've already cut into. So I'll insert a picture. These are the cute little shorts that I self-drafted for them. They fit perfectly. They look so cute on. The boys love them. And they especially love them because there are a couple of pairs that match shorts that I've made for their dads. So they get to all match and they feel like that's really cool. So yeah, I mean, sewing has really been game-changing for me. It saves me a lot of money with my kids, but also for myself. I used to be a little bit of a shopaholic. I love receiving packages. I don't know, let me know if you're like that too. But like, I would get paid, pay all my bills, and then I'd set aside a little bit of fun money so that I could spread it out over the month and buy myself things to receive packages. And I received such a high over it, and I never went like crazy or anything. I always have a budget, but it's that satisfaction of finding something beautiful or fun online, ordering it, and then so you're so excited to receive it, and then once you receive it, you wear it a couple of times, and then you're like, okay, the excitement is over, so now it's time to buy something new. Well, with sewing, for me, I get to be creative, right? So there's that creative aspect. I find a pattern that I love, then I search for the perfect fabric for that particular project, then I make the project, then I wear it, then I wash it, then I wear it again. I just have had so much more joy with like buying things, and also like finding something in the shop that I love and going to buy it and it's $68 when I know I can make it for $10 to $20. I'm over that, you guys. There are certain things that I will always buy in a shop, but for the most part, I'm learning that so many of these things that I can like buy the material and make myself, and I can actually do it. You know, it's so encouraging. So I'm encouraging you today. If you're someone who just started sewing and you're not having the best luck with some of your projects, do not give up. Keep on practicing, keep on trying, because if you enjoy doing it, you'll get better at it. The more you practice something, the better you get at it. You can save yourself some money, or you could be one of those people that's a collector, which I have really been fighting myself to not become a collector, because so many people have so many beautiful fabrics in their sewing rooms, and I'm like, oh, I want a sewing wall, you know, full of fabrics. But I have to keep myself in check, you know, and I only buy things that I have a plan for, and then I sew them up, and I tell myself you have to make XYZ amount of projects and actually enjoy wearing those projects before you buy more fabric. Whatever the case may be, if you're new to sewing, you can do it, okay? You can make that perfect garment that you want to make. Just keep practicing and don't give up, and I'm here to encourage you. So if you need some support, let me know in the comment section below. But you can do it, okay? Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it enjoyable. Please do hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe to my channel. Hopefully I'll be uploading another video soon to let you know what my sewing plans are for the month of July. I hope you're being safe. Wear those masks when you're outside of your homes. Please continue to wash your hands when you're out and about and doing things, and just stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.